Tony. Did you prepare everything today about the conference?
Yes, we prepared, but I think we missed one name, Professor Pradhan, Professor Panda from IIT Mumbai.
You didn't invite him?
Oh, he's going to speak, but I think his name was not there in the speakers list. We have to add that. I wrote that to Krishna Chaitanya.
Tony, Haribol. Hare Krishna. How have you been, Tony?
I'm okay. Kind of busy, but thank God, like I'm all right. How are you?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I'm planning a trip to have a book to Orissa, but the problem is there is so much virus there, Omicron, and I'm a little scared. Coming out might be a problem. coming out of India, but we'll see.
Okay.
I will get in touch with Bhakti Maharaj.
You're doing very nice distribution of prasadam.
Myself? Well,
yes.
The prasadam, nobody stays for the kirtan. That's like a, they take the prasad and go. People have to stay there for a minute or two. That's, Princeton has a lot of these groups. I don't know what the thing is. It's very, I met this, he knows, I met this kid who was like singing away scriptures in the gym, and I tried to get him, he ended up saying, oh, I'm so busy. And I guess he ran into him. Krishna Kesav Das ran into him selling CDs in the main street a couple of weeks ago. But everybody says they're busy and they would come for a maximum, they would take the prasad and go, but nobody would stay for the kirtan. It's like, kirtan is kind of fun, I think, but I don't know. It's really, people don't stay for kirtan. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's good to have a challenge.
Somehow my audio is not working for this Bluetooth things.
What's that?
You can't hear, Maharaj?
I can hear, but it does not, come to my, I can hear from my PC. It does not come to my, this Bluetooth device. I don't know why.
Huh.
Because of, I think, something to do with Zoom.
Huh. Well, Maharaj, if you go on the bottom left corner where you can mute yourself, if you press the arrow, it gives you options. Yeah, so you can probably select a Bluetooth as a speaker or a microphone for yourself. There's audio settings and all that.
Where is the Bluetooth? I cannot see that.
If you have a Bluetooth hooked up to your computer, it should come up as an option, maybe if you click audio settings. Audio settings. Like where it says microphone, if you click on audio settings, and then audio.
Yeah. Now it is coming.
Yeah.
I can you speak? Oh, you're muted.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, now it is coming.
Umadevi,
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Dandavat.
Dandavat.
You're off today, huh? No working?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Today, no train, bus, anything in London. Go work. Yes.
Why today lockdown?
No, Christmas Day always.
Oh, Christmas. You are going out for collection tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Maharaj. No, Maharaj. It's very, very cold, Maharaj. Yes.
Very, very cold, yeah.
Yes, Maharaj.
What is the temperature? Here are 7 degrees Celsius.
Not so cold, Maharaj.
Not so cold?
7 degrees Celsius is not so.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm.
From Alaska.
7 degrees centigrade is like Vrindavan temperature.
Huh?
They said that's the
In
same
winter.
temperature as Vrindavan.
7 degrees. That's all.
Centigrade, yes.
Yeah.
It is like -7, Maharaj. Your
No,
place temperature.
not 7, but close to 0,
Yes,
close to freezing.
yes. In Bangalore, we often get temperature like 15 degree.
Yeah.
Yes. It is also quite cold here in Navadip. This year seems to be, becoming cold. Cold waves are going.
What is that?
It's kind of cold in Navadvip also. Some waves, fluctuating temperature.
Now the temperature is 19 degree and we are feeling very cold.
19.
19.
19.
19 in Navadvip and you're still cold.
Yes.
What is that, like
It's
70,
very cold for devotees.
70 degrees Fahrenheit maybe? It's double. It must be like 80.
Well, this is considered winter.
Fahrenheit is 66 degree Fahrenheit.
Winter, huh?
66 degree.
66 degrees. 18 centigrade is 66 Fahrenheit.
Very warm. Not warm, but it's. So who is there now? Anyone? And Shringapali?
Here, some didis, they are staying this time, 4 or 5 didis. They are trying to do some seva, cleaning and like that. And I was asking Vishnu Maharaj to go out also, doing some preaching and, distribution of flyer and collection, like that. They can do that. And Nidhi Maharaj is still here. And then some other devotees are there, cook is there, and then Pujari is there, and one devotee looking after cows, and security guard is here, like that.
Madhava?
Madhava Krishna Prabhu, he comes in the weekend.
Okay.
He stayed in Mayapur for this weekend.
Huh?
It's the weekend today, so is he staying in Mayapur?
Yes. Today is staying there because he came for Gurudev's Vyas Puja. So he may be, getting that makeup one day. How is your diabetic and blood pressure level, Maharaj? Now it is okay?
Your blood sugar and blood pressure.
Oh, doctor. Yes, Dr. Shanta. Okay.
Actually, Maharaj, somebody booked my ticket, one devotee, and he put my name as doctor there. And then what happened, the train, the ticket collector, he came with a patient. And oh, there is one doctor is there, there is a patient, and he has this problem. I told, I am not that doctor, medical doctor. Please excuse me. And he told, oh, sorry, I seen the doctor, I thought you are medical doctor, and this train is, fast train, no stops, so maybe you can give some help. He came like that.
Doctor for Bhava Roga.
A bhakti doctor, huh? I don't know if anyone will come today, Christmas. All have to be busy with their families, perhaps.
What they do, Maharaj, today?
They open presents and have a big dinner, big lunch. And they drink eggs. Eggs. They make an egg drink, eggnog.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they put the
What
light
time Jesus taken birth, Maharaj? Morning or
midnight.
night?
Midnight.
Midnight. Same like Krishna.
Yes.
Today we were saying at Prashad, we said, Jai Avibhav Mahotsav of Shaktyavesha Avatar Jesus Christ Ki Jai.
Jai. Maharaj, you once told that Shaktyavesha avatar is not that powerful. That the other avatars.
That's the same as Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan.
Yes. But this Anantadev, he also is one of the Shaktyavesha avatar.
Anantadev.
Yes.
I don't know, Maharaj.
And I was also thinking, he's having so many woods and so much powerful like that.
How can Anantadev be Shaktyavesha Avatar if he's Balaram, his expansion?
I'm not sure, maybe some, what is the connection?
Like we just, a week ago, we started reading a little bit the Chaitanya Bhagavat, this like very small amount at a time. And because Vrindavan Das Thakur is disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, so he starts it out by doing all glories for Nityananda Prabhu and Balaram and Anantasesha. Actually, he has a significant portion in the beginning. He's just glorifying Anantasesha, but he's not.
Yes.
He's doing it as Balaram.
I was also a little surprised when I seen, I'm not sure where, but it is told some of the scripture is Anantadev is the Shaktyavesha avatar.
It seems to be an expansion. On today,
Yes.
an expansion.
Yes, Maharaj.
Shaktyavesha avatar is different.
Empowered.
Shaktyavesha. Yes, an empowered living entity, no?
Yes, Maharaj.
Not a Vishnu avatar, but empowered or
Yes.
expansion is but it's empowered living entity. I don't think
Yes.
none of the face fits that category.
Yes, Maharaj. I was thinking, but I seen that and I was a little surprised about to know that. I would find where I seen that, but I was thinking when I read that and how Anantadev is Shaktyavesha. Is Parsuram also Shaktyavesha, Maharaj?
Parasara.
Is it?
Parasara.
Parasuram?
Parsuram.
Parasuram. What about?
Yes.
He's an empowered
He's also
entity?
Shaktyavesha.
Shaktyavesha.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Parasuram, maybe. I don't know, Maharaj.
He's sometimes considered a Dash avatar, I thought.
Yes, that's avatar.
So that's all Vishnu Tattva, no?
But I think he's empowered at that time. Lord Ram, withdrawn some of his powers, something like that.
I think it's mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Anantadev. His actual
Yes.
position. I can't remember. You have to read there.
Yes. Oh, it is there in the, I think, yes. Shaktyavesha, the foremost. Yes, my dear, there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Maharaj. This, let me see. Shaktyavesha. In the purport of this, Maharaj, it is told, here only I read it.
Okay.
Let me send you the link, Maharaj, here. Yes. Shaktyavesha are categorized into forms of the divine absorption power, divinely empowered forms, like Shaktyavesha, 7 are foremost, Sesanath, and then Anantadev, and then Lord Brahma, like that. At the end, Maharaj, you can see in the purport, last paragraph.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Thank you for. I have a question for Bhakti Niskamash Maharaj Center. In Puri temple, there was some news. There was a keys was lost in a room. A couple of years ago, a keys was lost. For the main keys were lost. I never heard the end of it. Do you know?
Keys are lost, huh?
Keys, yeah.
Mhm.
I can look it up. I can Google it. The Maharaja, the Puri Maharaj was under fire because nobody knew where the keys are. It's okay. It's all right. I can.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe
He
something had
created
happened.
mainstream.
So many pastimes are happening there. So
A couple of
must have
years ago, it
something like that.
happened in 2017. But it's okay. I will look it up.
Parashuram.
Is the Parsuram mentioned, Maharaj, in this?
What did you say?
Yes, he was asking if
Where?
Parasurama is mentioned. Number 7.
Number 7. Oh, yes, Parsuram specifically empowered to cut down. Okay. So maybe in many sense, it is not only Jiva Maharaj, I think. Many sense it is told.
Krishnag in the Vaikuntha world
Mm.
and Anantadev. This is their difference, huh?
Yes, Maharaj. Sesnag and Anantadev are different.
So Seshanag is in the Vaikuntha world.
Yes, Maharaj. This Anantadev has to do with all the Purusha avatars. That means Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kiradakshaya Vishnu. Sesnag seems to be beyond this, three Vishnus, Purusha avatars.
Okay, I looked up. It's in the internet. It says the inner chamber of the 20th century temple Ratna Bhandar is supposed to contain a huge quantity of gold and silver ornaments.
Yeah.
And let me see. And I think that was the keys are lost. I can't really expand. Let me see if I can expand the news. Yeah. The Supreme Court on Friday issued a slew of directions while hearing complaints of mismanagement of finances at the Lord Jagannath Temple in Puri, Odisha. Governor Ganesh Lal expressed concern over the missing keys of the inner chamber of its Ratna Bhandar, which were lost, opened way back in 1985. The governor is eager to know the facts behind the missing keys and said a statement from the Raj Bhavan. The inner chamber of the 12th century temple Ratna Bhandar is supposed to contain a huge quantity of gold and silver ornaments. The district collector of Puri is the custodian of the keys, and he discovered in April that they were missing. This prompted the Naveen Patnaik's government on June 4th to set up a commission headed by retired justice to probe the case, but that seems to have added more suspicion to the controversy that has captivated the state. So it goes on and on. Anyway, the 3 keys to the outer chamber are in custody of the Puri king, whose family for generations looked after the temple administration, priest, and okay, there's a story. It goes on to Puri king Gajapati Deb. Actually, I was in a school, and this king was there, but he was no king in the school. And he expressed surprise at the way many people, including temple servitor, have raised questions about his role over the safekeep of the inner Ratna Bhandar keys. Okay, thank you. It's in the news.
Yes.
What's that about?
There was the key of the Ratna Bhandar, Maharaj. Actually,
Right.
Jagannath has a wealth, like a place where he has all his wealth. Ratna Bhandar, like
Yeah.
inside, like there is chambers inside. Seven gates are there. So actually nobody enters there without the permission of Lord Jagannath. If Lord Jagannath gives the dream, then that has been opened. So that keys were lost some years back, that Tony was saying. Then again, there was some news about that. But before that also there was some news. Actually, the Puri magistrate wanted to open it by force without Lord's permission. Then they opened the second gate, and they all hear a sound, hissing sound of a snake. And then they immediately closed. They were out of fear. Actually, all police, everybody closed that hissing sound.
Actually,
Like,
if you can hear me, they're building a big temple, or they have already built a temple in Tampa, Florida. And this king was there. I have some friends in Tampa. He was there in the house. They already built it, in Tampa, Florida, Jagannath temple. So this king came there. He's 3 years older to me, like in school too. Yeah.
He's a good friend of our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Maharaj. And he's a descendant of King Prataparudra.
I think I'll bring in another reminder, but I'll try to invite another person who is a better friend of his to this Sabha. See if it's on. Let's invite him now.
King Prataparudra was the king who received Mahaprabhu's mercy, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So they're actually...
He's the grandson of, what is the name? That Purushottam Dev, for whom Lord Jagannath and Baladev went for war in Kanchi. Prataparudra is the grandson of Purushottam Dev.
And what was his pastime with them?
Oh, actually, that Purushottam Dev, he was young. Then somebody, from Kanchi, one minister came, and he wanted to see if this person is very good candidate for the princess of Kanchipuram. It is near Chennai, Kanchipuram. And he's seen that time Rath Yatra, and so many, hundreds of thousands of people are there, and then he's sweeping before them. And he thought that, oh, how can a sweeper become the husband of our princess? Is not possible. Then he reported to the king. Then Kanchi king wrote a letter, I cannot give marriage of my daughter with a sweeper. Then Purushottam, they become very angry, and he declared the war against Kanchi. But he got defeated very badly and very badly injured, and returned back, somehow escaped from the war. And then he was crying before Jagannath that he insulted you, and then I went to fight and I got defeated, something like that. Then in the night he seen a dream, and Jagannath told him, you went there without my permission. Have you taken my permission? And then now I am ordering you, you go again fight. Then myself and Balaram will fight with you. Like that, Jagannath told. Then he was, in ecstasy dancing there in the temple. And then whole Odisha people, they went to fight the war with sticks and brooms and everything. They went. And then the king was thinking, this untrained army, how they can win such a big army of Kanchi. My trained army defeated. Then on the way, then quite far, there was a village. One lady, she was taking one big basket of milk products. And Balaram coming on the black horse, like a soldier, and Jagannath coming on the white horse. Balaram on the black and Jagannath on the white. And they told, oh, we are very hungry, to that lady. Can you give us some food? Then she told, I have this butter and this milk, all these things. Oh, we like that. Please give that to us. Then they finished whole city product, that big basket completely finished. Then she asked for money. Then said, we don't have money. Our king is coming behind. He can give. You can sew this bangle. Like that, they left. And then when she stopped, the king Purushottam Dev and sewn the bangle, he recognized this is the bangle of Lord Jagannath. And then he given that village to her, that lady, whole village. And then they easily won the war in Kanchipuram, and then bring the princess Padmavati from there. And then king told, oh, I'm not qualified, I'm a sweeper, so I will not marry this princess. Such a very best qualified person in our state, and give marriage to that princess. The minister was thinking he's very intelligent, and he told, who is the most qualified person? Only the king is the most qualified person. Then he was waiting for another opportunity when he can tell that to him. And again Rath Yatra comes, then he was sweeping again. Then he told to king, I have found out whole our country, only one person is qualified to sweep before Jagannath. That is you. So I think you should, you are the best candidate to marry. Then he was in happy mood, and then he married. This is the first time happened. If you go to Puri temple, you will find these two horses where Jagannath and Baldev sitting. So then his generation Prataprudra came.
Try.
Where is this story told?
This story is there, well known in Puri, Maharaj. And in our school days, we also read this, in schools. Purushottam Dev. I'm not sure where it is, we can find out, but it is well known in Puri and Odisha. And that war is also well known, Maharaj. And then Padmavati is known.
Oh,
There's multiple Padmavatis, right? We know
Many Padmavatis.
we heard
Padmavati is the common name. In the South India, Padmavati is the common name.
but I mean, as far as queens go, because I know the one story of the Padmavati who was like very independent, strong-willed, and she won a war against somebody. Padmavati, I heard.
Muslim
Yes.
in Rajasthan. That is another thing.
Yes.
This Padmavati is the name of Balaji Venkatesh in Tirupati, the energy of Lord Padmavati. The name Padmavati.
Padma is lotus, right?
Yes, lotus. Sripad Maharaj used to like to meet this king, and he used to tell that when I talk with him and meet with him, I feel very happy. He's a descendant of Prataprudra, he used to say. He has also some very nice pastime in Rath Yatra, this king. Few years back, when he become this in charge of this sweeping before Jagannath, then the Odisha government, he was sick sometime. What happened, I don't know. He could not come for sweeping 1 year, and he sent a representative. Actually, Odisha government gives like some rupees, like 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs rupees for that service, for king. So once this king could not come, and he sent a representative because of his sickness. The next year, the chief minister of Odisha told, well, last year he not came, he sent a representative, and we don't need anymore that type of service, not needed. So why should we spend this money? They decided to stop that process, And then that year, Rath Yatra was delayed so much. Jagannath is not going to the chariot. They're trying and trying, not going to the chariot. And all priests become very angry that, some inauspicious thing happened. Why it is happening? Why Lord is not going there? every time they're trying, and Jagannath is pushing them down. So it's happening from morning at late in the afternoon, Then when they all become angry, and that news came, and then chief minister sent request to the king, please come and do that process of sweeping again. And then he came and sweep, and then he pat on the back of Jagannath, let us go to the now you go. Then after like 10-15 minutes, Jagannath gone up to the chariot. So he was very famous because of that. Jagannath does all these amazing things there in Puri. He waited for 7 days, for one devotee on the chariot. It is Salobek, Bhakta Salobek. Anything they tried, the chariot is not moving for 7 days until Salobek comes. He's a Muslim, means born to a Hindu mother, but he was also, Jagannath was waiting for him. He told that, please wait until I come. The Jagadish Pandit? Do you know Jagadish Pandit? He's a devotee of Mahaprabhu. He also, when he was staying in Jagannath Puri, then he was very much attached to Jagannath. And he told that, how can I go without Jagannath? How can I go back to Bengal without Jagannath? He was thinking like that. Then Jagannath told him, okay, I will tell the king that he will give you, this time my form will change. That old form will not be given samadhi. You can take that form with you. Every 12 years and so, his form changes, right?
Yes.
A new, tree they bring. So that old one is given samadhi in Koili Vaikuntha, one place is there inside. So he told, this time no samadhi will happen, you can take that. Then he asked, how can I take such a huge deity with me? Then said, I will be like a cotton for you, very light. You can take that, take with you. Then he carried that, and he came here near Navadip, a place is there, Chakdaho. And there, he became very happy. And then Jagadish established him there. And now Bhakti Madhava Maharaj, he established the temple there, they're taking care of that deity.
Is Jagadish Pandit the devotee who had the very special sweets that he would make, the box of sweets for Mahaprabhu?
I'm not sure. That was Raghav Pandit, right?
Ah, yes.
Raghav Pandit, I think Jagadish, in his house, I think Mahaprabhu taken, offering on Ekadasi, something he has taken, that pastime is there. On the day of Ekadasi, Mahaprabhu went and taken, please give me some prasad in Jagadish's house, he told. And I think he was crying for that prasad there. Something to do with that.
He took it was like rice or some non-Ekadasi prasad from the Vishnu offering, and that's how he showed that he was
Yes.
This one is not even bona fide, but they have some rumor in the book called the what is it called? The Aquarian Gospel. It's not bona fide really at all, but there's speculation if it's real or not. I don't know, but it says Jesus Christ was in India in Puri Dham, in the temple in Puri, and that supposedly his name is written on some list of guests.
Some people says that in India also.
But the name of Krishna, they call Kista, right? They call Krista or Kista in Orissa?
Krishna.
Krista.
Krishna. Krishna, they call in Odisha, and Krishna, they call in Bengal.
Krishna and Krishna.
Krishna in Odisha, and Krishna in Bengal.
So the spelling of that name of Krishna in Orissa is it almost shows like a transformation from Krishna to Christ as far as the sound of the name goes, right? Because
Yes. If Odia devotee, they do kirtan, Hare Krishna kirtan, you can know, they say Krishna, Hare Krishna, they call it. And the Bengali Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
In the Greek, it was Christo. Christo, huh? In the Greek, I think.
Christo.
I don't know the details of the different languages, but they say between 30 and 33 years old, his whereabouts was unknown. And they think
3
that
years.
during those 3 years, he may have been in Jagannath Puri.
Mhm. It is the Jagannath declared, anybody comes to me with the mood that I am the most fallen, then I will definitely deliver.
He will
That's
not.
why Mahaprabhu was always, I will deliver them. That's why Mahaprabhu was always looking at his flag of Jagannath. In the temple, there is a place. Generally, outside Westerns, they are not allowed. But if you go inside, you can see there is a place where Mahaprabhu used to stand inside the temple. And there you can see the flag. And the flag he has there on the temple, that I will deliver the fallen. Then Mahaprabhu used to pray like that. I'm the most fallen, and he said, Jaba Baba, he say like that, praying. This year, more relaxed, Maharaj. Last year, they were worried about Corona in USA, Trump time.
They have in New York on New Year's, they have a big program. But this year they are restricting. Last year they restricted that nobody could go. This year they're restricted that only a very few people could come. Otherwise, many people usually go to New York for New Year's, Times Square.
Times Square.
This year, they will only not allow everyone to come. Some restricted number of people can come.
I can't imagine how much the tickets will cost then.
I don't know. But not as bad as last year. Last year they didn't allow anyone. This year they will allow a few thousand people. Otherwise, it becomes very crowded there. A lot of people come.
Is the corona spreading, Maharaj, still?
Is corona still spreading?
Yes, yes. It's even worse than the Delta. It's spreading more.
In USA? In
Yes,
USA?
more than the Delta, but it's not as fatal. Delta was more, people died. This one is not so many people are dying as the Delta. But still a lot of people are dying. Only problem is in Israel, Israel, they have 4 vaccines now, 4 vaccination. You have to get a booster, 2 of the original, then the booster, and then another booster after that. And they say the vaccine is only effective, I think, for 10 weeks, something like that. It only will last, the protection will only last 10 weeks. Then what to do after that? They didn't say anything, you say.
That's a joke. They say you got the vaccine 20 weeks ago and it expired 10 weeks.
And then the other problem is, if you give too many vaccines, it can also have a bad effect.
Yes, Maharaj.
Giving the germ to the people with the vaccine, giving a small amount.
Yes.
But if you give too many, then people will get sick from that. So it's a big problem, If Krishna wants, he can kill us. Everyone does. We can't do anything about it. No problem there. You have so many people coming in India, coming to your program. Nobody's getting sick.
I have to get the vaccine on 27th, second one.
2 days from now, he'll get second vaccine.
But you don't hear anybody getting sick at that program? No. Because the government will close down. If they find that people are getting sick, they will try to close down their program,
They were not closing even that big problem time, Maharaj. Now definitely they will not close.
But the professors and scientists from other places didn't want to come for the conference because in their area they have bad.
Because no, they were worried about travel restrictions if something happens with the flight or something like that. Yeah, these actually more educated people are more concerned about travels and things like that, But village people, they don't care about the small cold and like that. They don't care. Actually, villages are not so much affected in India because they have very good immune system. They are acquainted to these all things. But the more city people are more affected.
But also villages are more isolated from travelers who are coming from many places and carrying disease. The villages are more isolated from them. So that helps too.
But there are also many workers and other people, they came to villages.
Yeah.
But still they could resist that.
Are
Those who are, like sickness or like that, they are more affected. But in villages, that is less actually, like diabetes or, heart problem, things like that are very less. So hardworking people.
Are there Christians in Shingapoli? Is there any church there?
Christians? No. Yeah, in Krishna Nagar, they are big, church and many schools they have like that. In Krishna Nagar.
That is the train station.
Yeah, train station is there, but it is one of the city. This. like headquarter of this district headquarter of Nadia district.
I'm sorry. What is the question?
The Christians in Krishnanagar.
You're muted.
Muted.
Pradhanji,
You're
you're muted.
muted.
Oh, mute. Okay, where is that place?
Krishnanagar.
Okay. I thought in India, everywhere there are Christians. Everywhere. There's, when I was growing up, like Christian schools were the most popular, and it has become much more popular now. Yeah. You basically don't go to one of those schools. You literally are, you don't get a lot of opportunities. Yeah. Yeah. India is very hypocritical anyway. Never mind. I don't want to get into that kind of conversation.
Maharaj was saying that the town, the village that he is staying in, that the temple is in, is called Nishengapalli, and that's within the district of Nadia in West Bengal. And he said only the capital of Nadia, the capital of the district, that's where they have some churches. But in the village area of Nishengapalli and other village areas, there are not so many Christians, he's saying.
Yeah, India, you know what, India is like, oh yeah, it's, they'll send the kids, children to English medium schools, Christian schools, study the Bible. And then they will say, this hypocritical, then they'll say it's all about, you know, Krishna, whatever. It's very hypocritical. I really don't want to. I stay away from those. I get upset. Never mind. I don't want to get into that discussion.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the most hypocritical country I've ever seen. Yeah. Yeah.
One gentleman from one Dhambasi came to here in temple, and he told, oh, my daughter is going to one Christian school. And then, you know, she becomes so much influenced, and she says that, you know, we are deity worshippers. And and they told, oh, this deity worship is not proper, and this religion is not proper, something like that they taught her. And then she lost all faith. So Maharaj, please explain her. I want to bring her here. Please explain her about, you know, why we worship deity and, you know, all these things. And she came and she asked many questions, and then we answered. You know, then he told, oh, his father told, I was not aware of all these answers. You know, I have to learn to answer my daughter like this. Then she will be convinced. He told like that. So he was bringing his daughter here for, you know, 5-6 days, and she was very happy to know about all the answers. His father was unable to answer actually many of the questions that she was asking.
Yeah, it is very sad. It's not going to go away anytime. So not in my lifetime. It's very, very sad. Double standards.
I heard there are 30 million Christians in India. Very big amount.
Yeah, that sounds right. And that sounds right. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
30 million.
Yeah. Sounds right.
It's giving some trouble to the Christians now.
Yeah, that's also sad. All these different religions, always like serious fighting, serious stuff. That is also very sad. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's very, very sad. Yeah.
In South India, Maharaj, it is quite amazing. They worship Jesus Christ with coconut.
Yeah, Christmas is a coconut. Yeah. Well, in Kerala, there was
South India, they worship Jesus with a coconut.
well, there's some more tradition. They
break the coconut.
Yeah, I was in a quiz show,
Like
you know,
that.
one of those name that thing in the US, and it came up with that Kerala coconut being. There's more story to it though. It's a little bit more complex than that. Why they do that with coconut? They don't really worship it. If there's a little bit more story to it, I can look it up right now. Yeah, in Kerala, it's in Kerala. That came up as a
No, in Vijayawada, in
wow.
South India, in
Yeah,
Andhra.
yeah. It came up in a. It was a question on name that thing. Yeah.
What do they do after they break the coconut?
Well, it's
They give there to Jesus or Mary like that. The deity they put on cross, they break the coconut. Like they do it for Vishnu or Ganesh, like they break it. And sometimes they put that red color vermilion on the head of Jesus or whatever. They do that.
Because from the perspective of the hardcore Christians, they automatically, when they don't have concept of archivigraha, so they automatically think that the deity is idol worship. But even some acharyas, I was just reading, it was either a purport in Bhagavatam, I think it was a purport from Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavatam, where even he was criticizing some people who are not practicing Krishna consciousness. They were only Hindu, practicing some for fruitive benefit, and he said that they were worshiping dolls. So even like from Krishna conscious perspective, idol worship is also a bad thing, but archivigraha and idol worship are two different things. So if they can have some concept of that, then they can see more of the universal religion.
okay. Let me understand this. I never really paid attention. What is idol worship again?
Idol worship is purely symbolic. You're saying, I have this rock here.
But why is it used in Hindu? I mean, what is idol?
Movie The 10 Commandments. They make a golden goat, and they say this golden goat is God. We're going to worship this golden goat as God. But that's purely from their imagination. It's not that they're recognizing the truth that God is present in all things, and that God has left scripture, the revealed word of the infinite being revealed to the finite. And in that scripture, in accord with recognizing that God is in all things, you may worship the Archavigraha as my own self. Then so that's a whole consciousness. That's a whole type of subjective outlook. It's not that they're just imagining, oh, I found a penny on the ground and penny is God. That's just complete nonsense in imagination land. But it's not surrendering to valid bona fide scripture that was left by incarnations of the Lord that have bona fide validation of why they're considered to be incarnation or devotee of the Lord. It's not based on imagination, it's based on surrender to higher principles.
Well,
Is that okay?
this is like, I didn't really quite grasp it, but I'm just coming to my thoughts. For example, if you are a refugee and you're coming right now to the US and you go to a church, you're taken care of right now as we speak. Same, it was a little bit like that in India, Canada, and all the places I lived. The benefits of being taken care of was much more higher as a Christian. Materialistic benefit, like putting you through school. Like right now, the refugees that is coming over from, I'm not feeling 100% certain, from the Arab countries that just went into war. Sorry. They're coming into 4 decks, but they're being taken care of like 100% through churches. The 4 decks, New Jersey, right now as we speak, from clothing to schooling, the whole works. Likewise, what happened is, never mind. I don't know why I'm saying that. Well, I'm saying that because we talked about having this Christian churches in India and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's sad because it ties into economics, and I never really had this discussion. And now that I'm thinking, it's my God, this is all economics. I'll give you $2, and the church will take care of you. 4 decks has this thing that all being taken care of, like Christian, churches. I have nothing against it. It's just good for them. The refugees are being taken care of. The war turn, what happened recently, a couple of months ago, that country that went into war. I'm not just able to gather my thoughts anyway. So well, anyway, I'm just new to this thing. I know economics, but this is This kind of literally boils down to economics, literally, like, I don't know of any temples that is doing it, or any other religion that is taking care of refugees, but I do know the Islamic Center in Mercer County, it was on the mainstream, they distributed meals, and when I called them, I thought maybe it's something like Indian Indian stuff. I thought maybe I'll get a free meal. When I called them, they were distributing turkey meals, turkey to inner city. So it literally boils down to really boils down to pure economics, like who's getting what stuff. It's just kind of like interesting. Like tomorrow when you distribute the food, people are willing to take the food. They're not willing to stop for pick them. Yeah. Anyway, so
Well, in the church,
yeah,
they have the crucifix.
you're right. Well, what does that mean?
And yes, they put that in all the church, and they think that is representing the God. So then they complain that we put the deity for worship. And then what's the difference? They're putting the crucifix and they're worshiping that as God. And we are putting the deity and worshiping that as God. And then what are they complaining? They say, well, the crucifix is only a symbol and is not directly God. And we say the deity is directly Krishna or God, but also is representative of God. God appears as a deity for his devotees who can't see him in other ways. For those who can only know by the senses, he appears to them as the deity. What's the problem? He can appear in any form. He comes in all forms, actually. Even as a turtle, as a boar, right? He comes in so many different forms. Why he cannot appear in a form that the devotees who can't see him otherwise, except through the senses, he can come in that form also. But the Christians, they think that God can't come in any other form except his original form, like Jesus, human form. But how you can restrict? How can God be restricted like that? He can appear any way he wants. Anyhow, that's a little confusing. The Christians, they have that form in their churches, and they're worshiping that. And how they can complain. And because we don't have the same form as them, then they say there's some problem. Because our form of God and their form of God is different. But it's a little difficult in the Christian idea because it's a very sad form that they worship, God on the crucifix. Very difficult to think of God in that way. Suffering. We think of God as enjoying with Radharani and his associates. There's a difference. We worship God in his enjoying form. They're worshiping his suffering form. Anyhow, the form is there for both. What happened? Shanta Maharaj went to sleep.
Maybe someone came in the room.
But I'm there, Maharaj. I'm just doing some little thing.
So Uma Devi, what do
Yes,
you want?
Maharaj.
What do you want for Christmas? What would you like?
Christmas. Sorry, Maharaj.
What would you like today? Anything special?
No special, Maharaj.
Special?
Just resting, that's a special.
That's a good to rest, not have to work. Is a blessing. All right. Maharaj, I think we'll end early today. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, as I just wanted to hear about Jesus. What you want to say?
What can we say? All right, then I think we'll end today. Jaya Paramahamsa, Paribraja Kacharya Tathasata, Sripad Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaja Ki Jai. Jai.
Jai.
Jai.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Giri Govardhana Ki Jai.
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 Premanandi Hari Hari Hari.
Hari Bol. Jai Vishnupad Brahman Sripad Kushila Bhakti Madhava Maharaj ki jai. Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Dandavad.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Dandavad. Hare Krishna.
Dhanavad.